This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. My guest today is Mo Gawdat, the entrepreneur, author, and former chief business officer at Google X. You spent 30 years working at the highest levels in technology companies like IBM, Microsoft, and finally at Google's moonshot factory of innovation. You've written 4 best-selling books, including Solve for Happy, Scary Smart, That Little Voice in Your Head, and Unstressable. Your latest book, Alive, Conversations About Life When the Machines Become Sentient, looks at the current incredible pace of change and challenges our understanding of what it truly means to be alive. You believe that AGI, or artificial general intelligence, will happen no later than next year, and that AI is by far the biggest and fastest disruptor that humankind has ever faced. You've warned that unless we act now, the systems we built will soon outpace not just our jobs, but our ethics, our values, and even our relevance. You said we must wake up, not to resist the future, but to guide it before it leaves us behind. Ultimately, you believe that AI is not our enemy, nor our savior, but a mirror, and what we choose to see in it may determine the fate of our species. Mo, welcome to London Real in Dubai.
I think we should just end there. This is the perfect summary of what I stand for, even though I do have to say I believe that AI will eventually be our savior, but not before a lot of pain.
Okay. Well, that just outlines some pretty heavy-duty stuff, and I hope people pay attention because this conversation is super important. Little history on us, Mo. We met back in 19 when you wrote an amazing book called Solve for Happy, and we were just talking now, and you kind of alternate books between happiness concepts and tech concepts and happiness concepts and AI concepts, which are really incredible. You and I sat down after kind of what you call the ChatGPT moment, which was November 22, when all of a sudden, you know, really people had kind of that browser into AI and that realization that really AI is here. And I remember back in 23, I went pretty deep on AI. Spoke to you, listened to, you know, read cover to cover, Scary Smart, incredible book. I sat down and talked to Max Tegmark, Future of Life Institute, Peter Diamandis, I think mutual friend, Dr. Ben Goertzel, SingularityNet, Professor Hugo de Garis.
I remember that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, what a conversation.
Oh man, he wrote a book called The Artilect War, which was a piece of fiction he penned 10, 20 years earlier about what would happen in this future. And I've had him on a couple times in person, and he is quite a character.
Yes. With
some serious ideas, but he kind of game scenarioed this thing out and, you know, predicted this 1 billion deaths on Earth where humans separate into 2 different groups. One that he calls the cosmos that want to use this new technology to go.
How do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yatsu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside I view is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the Investment Club.
Go out to the cosmos, and one that are really pro-human. And I think all of us have a little bit of each inside of us. And so it's very interesting. But I'll be honest with you, Mo, I got to a pretty dark place in early 23, thinking about my kids and the future. And then I think, like with most of the world, I kind of let it pass on, and we got used to AI being everywhere, and I feel like people now have become a little complacent. I'm curious where you think we are right now, 2 years later in kind of early to mid 25. Some say we already have AGI. We've now got DeepSeek and XAI, and we've got OpenAI now connected to the internet, and no one seems to blink an eye. Trump is now funding it and pro-AI. Where are we now, Mo? Where are we now compared to when you wrote the book 4 years ago, or finalized the book, and when we spoke 2 years ago?
Well, I think we're exactly where the algorithms have predicted for ages. It's slightly faster than what we expected. And we're lost in terminologies, to be honest. So, the idea of AGI, artificial general intelligence, and interestingly, the definition of ASI, artificial superintelligence, are semantics, really, when you really think about it. I think my AGI has already happened because those machines, in the tasks assigned to them, are better than me in everything, right? I don't claim to be an intelligent person, but I'm an average intelligence, and they are better than me in everything, right? Which basically means the question of what defines AGI is really a question of terminology. More interestingly, the question of what defines AGI does not discuss the impact of what AGI is. Where if you think that the definition is that machines will be better than humans at every task humans are capable of doing, which I believe is just a question of time, then what relevance do humans have to all of this? And in Alive, in my book, my current book, I try to bring AI to tell me what it thinks about all of that, because we, with our human arrogance, are quite convinced that this is a tool. And I think that conviction is quite alarming, if you ask me.
It's not a tool.
It's not at all.
What is it?
We can talk about that. What it is today is it is an infant. What it will be is it will be your master for sure. And we can talk about that. As a matter of fact, that I believe is the most pivotal moment in human history. The problem is, between now and that moment, there is a mini dystopia that has already started. I really don't mean to upset people, but if you can't see it, then you're not paying attention. And that dystopia is not the result of artificial intelligence. As I say frequently in my writing, there's absolutely nothing wrong with abundant intelligence. Intelligence is a force that has no polarity, right? You apply it for good and you get magnificent results. You apply it for bad and you get pure evil. And the problem with our world today is that the early implementations of AI will be serving the magnification of this highly political, highly capitalist society that's based on scarcity, led unfortunately by the US arrogance, where the United States believes that there is one winner in this world, a scarcity mindset that could have been true in the past, but is no longer true when AI is capable of building anything that we want in just a few years' time. And because of that lack of an abundance mindset, what is about to happen is we're already in a Cold War that I believe will escalate to where we don't know, but that it will affect us on 7 different dimensions. I call them face RIPs, and that those dimensions will disrupt human society in almost every way fathomable. Beyond that, my view is that we can shorten the dystopia, we can reduce its intensity if we take the right actions, but that whether or not we do that, eventually there is a moment in time where we will hand over completely to the machines. I call that the second dilemma. And when that happens, believe it or not, AI will not become our existential threat, it will become our salvation. In my mind, the problem we are struggling with in our world today is not abundant intelligence, it's human stupidity.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, This bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.